Welcome to the Damascus Network. I'm Kevin Cottrell. Damascus refers to the biblical reference of Saul's spiritual conversion to Paul. On the Damascus Network, we intend to encourage and feed the desire for an energy conversion. The Damascus Network is part of Damascus Energy. Our services include financing, installment, monitoring, and information services. Our objective is to inform, entertain, and convert or change one's perspective on energy and global commerce. To accomplish this objective, we will provide facts, education, and exposure to foreign and domestic markets through multimedia platforms. We will use interactive and social networks such as Facebook, Twitter, the Internet, and blogs, and our website. We will also accomplish our objective by showing how 80% of the world's energy resources are produced overseas. We will focus and highlight areas such as the Middle East, Africa, and South America, and finally, we will show how 70% of future growth is outside the U.S. as we present the global emphasis by focusing on emerging markets, especially the largest markets, China, India, and South America. When we return, we'll take a look at the current state of energy and global trade. Looking at the current state of energy and global trade, we find only 20% of the U.S. population is involved in energy resources. China currently has the fastest growing economy. China is the major purchaser of all raw goods and is the largest manufacturer in the world. India is an emerging market with an intellectual focus on services such as engineering, performing work sources by other nations such as call centers, paper processing, and customer service. Other emerging markets are in South America, Africa, and the Middle East. We'll focus on specific geographical areas later in our series. For this episode of the Damascus Network, let's focus on emerging markets, nations with social or business activity in the process of rapid growth and industrialization. Currently, there are 28 emerging markets in the world, with the economies of China and India considered to be by far the two largest. The current state of emerging markets is ever expanding and is being led by three major factors. The first of these factors is trade. The common belief is that the largest amount of trade is between China and the U.S. or between India and Europe. However, the biggest increase in trade patterns in recent years has been between emerging nations. The second factor is capital flow. In the 1990s, capital was flowing out of Asia due to Japan's stagnation and the Asian crisis. It was thought that the world economy would collapse. It did not. This became the source of cheap capital, which found its way into Western stock markets, triggering a wave of high-tech investments. The same analysis can now be applied in reverse. The West has stagnation, and due to higher returns on investment capital, is now flowing into Asia. The third factor in emerging market expansion is commodity prices. Some examples of the commodities we're referencing include corn, oil, wheat, and cotton, which are now at record high prices. The main reason for the rise in commodity prices is China and other major emerging consumers of commodities now increasingly determine global pricing. In the process, however, the demands of China and the emerging markets have triggered a major redistribution of global income and wealth away from the commodity consuming developed world towards the economy producing world. Post-World War II, the Western world was the major distributor of industrialized goods. Today, China and the emerging markets are coming of age with their agriculture, manufacturing, and economic bases, thus challenging the Western world. In general, many emerging nations' economic prospects in China are becoming a lot more important than prospects in the United States. This represents an epic shift in the world's economic and political scenes.
Damascus Network provides the vehicle for traveling the road to energy transformation. Our vehicle components are energy, globalization, and investment opportunities. Our expert analysis of these components ensures our vehicle is the most reliable in the industry. The axle that carries our vehicle consists of trade, capital, and commodities. We believe this axle is the undercarriage to your growth. Damascus Network, the road to energy transformation.
On the next edition of the Damascus Network, we'll focus on the domestic market. In the meantime, for more information on our services, visit our website, damascusenergy.com. I'm Kevin Cottrell.